Okay, so I take it that the third time must be the charm because the first two times this didn't work out as well as I planned. So the first time couldn't speak straight, and the second time my computer said no to this video. But I'm gonna keep pressing because it's Friday, and Friday is a good thing. That probably means I'm late on this TNA review. We're gonna talk about it now. Don't have any notes. Third time must be the charm because I don't have any notes because they got deleted with the last video because had them on a Word document, didn't save them, and my computer decided against being good technology, and now I'm noteless. But that's okay. We're talking TNA. Impact Wrestling 9/26/2014 NYC Gold Rush Tournament thing. I don't know if it was a tournament or not. I don't know. Didn't seem like a tournament, but interesting concept nonetheless. So, pre-show, trying to go off memory here, and I'm watching the show as I do this. Pre-show. Oh, before I get to that, any of you fans of Ring of Honor Wrestling? Ring of Honor Wrestling. It's coming on ABC on Sunday morning at 3:05 a.m. I know that's early. I don't know if they're working on a TV deal. I don't know what's going on with Ring of Honor right now. But hey, they're on TV, which we don't get often, and but they're on at early time. So if you got DVR, you might want to record it, or if you're just gonna be up that early. I don't know. But we started out the show with MVP. But before that, what was the big moment in this show? Was there anything really big? I mean, last week we had the title matches and the title series and the title matches, and we had X Division title matches, and we had world title matches, and we've had everything, star power, whatever. What was the big what was the big moment of this show besides me losing my voice? What was the big moment of this show? I don't know. Still haven't figured it out yet, and I'm doing this review for the third time. Um, so still haven't figured it out yet. Would I say this show was great? No. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Would I say this show was bad? No. Wasn't bad at all. Would I say this show was okay? Yes. I would say this show was okay. Robbie. Anyway. So the Gold Rush format, basically, these five men you see in the layout here, excluding Kurt Angle, obviously, would fight in matches, but they wouldn't know who their opponent was until they got to the ring. They'd fight in matches. You'd see, you know, them face off against people they've never faced off before, or you'd see maybe people they have a history with. We don't know. We don't know at this point. This is pre-show. This is what I'm thinking pre-show. And JB explains this to us. He says, whoever wins their matches, whether it's the person we don't know who they're gonna, whether it's the person that we're figuring out while the person in the layout is in the ring, or maybe it's the person in the layout. Whoever wins the match goes on to the five-man um, match at the end of the night. It wasn't an every person in the ring at the same time type of match, but it was a tag team esque type of match where the winner would win a shot at any title in TNA of their choice. So we started out with MVP and Low Ki, and one thing I do remember is Low Ki jumped off MVP's shoulders and hit him with it was like a drop kick type of thing, and it was pretty epic. Um, you know, MVP, I was thinking as this match was going on, I was like, okay, so MVP is probably going to win this Gold Rush thing, and then they're going to break up Money, Power, Respect. Turns out they didn't do it that way. He did win this match, but he didn't win the whole thing. I was actually a little surprised. I was a little surprised, but I wasn't disappointed because I didn't want him to win this thing. I did not want him to win this tournament. So we got low key. He did, he did his stomping move tonight. Um, he did some of his typical moves, the elbows. He did that epic drop kick. I mean, yeah, that epic off of MVP shoulders drop kick thing, which was great. Um, he even taunted MVP a little bit, which we don't see from low key a ton. I actually had a feeling low key may win this match as the match went on, but he didn't. He got hit with the drive-by kick, and MVP wins this match. MVP advances the first one to advance. Um, if you think about it, just out of the 5 men listed on this Gold Rush overlay, 2 of them didn't make it. I think you know who they are, bro, and mate. I think we figured it out. It's not really. I mean, you could guess those two, right? Not giving up anything, obviously. Um, Next, we'd have a little backstage segment with the bromans. Basically, Robbie E got all the gold in every place possible, practically, and he's gonna, get some actual gold soon, right? Yeah. So, he's talking about, I got Velvet Sky on one arm, I got Brooke on the other arm on the Amazing Race, bro, and they're never gonna find out, bro. And Jesse points out, he's been on a show with cameras everywhere, so he knows where the cameras are. He looks straight, he says, that one right there. And then Robbie says, you talking about the one with the red light gleaming right at me and all? Yeah, that one. Then Robbie does the little thing where, if I run really fast, they won't see me, so he just takes off. So after that, I'm pretty sure we had Robbie E versus unknown opponent number 2. Also, before that, we had this show dedicated to um, he recently died. He was on the Howard Stern show. The Lynch guy. I can't remember his freaking first name. I had it wrote down, but of course, my notes are gone. So that was sweet of them to dedicate this show to him. I didn't watch the Howard Stern show a ton, but he looked like he was having fun when he was with the TNA wrestlers. Things. Trying to figure this out. Next, we have a video package with the tag team title series going on. Basically, reviewed the whole show, the whole thing that was going down. And yeah, what do you think of this show, Daddy? Did you enjoy this TNA show? Oh, did you think it was okay like I did? There was the one that just happened Wednesday. Yeah, my dad says he can't really get into it that much, so I just thought I don't know. I thought this show was okay. The other ones have been good, but this one was just it was okay. wasn't wasn't no There was no big match potential in this show. But we got the bromans, basically Robbie E selling himself. I'm the man of New York and all of this, and bro, and I don't know exactly what he said, but that's okay. We had the Japanese Buzzsaw go up against Robbie E here. And the interesting thing is the one thing that I was excited about, even when the show was okay, I try to take some type of positive out of everything. So, Night of Champions, which I haven't really watched in depth yet. I watched it a little bit. I heard it was terrible. I haven't watched it really. I was watching the game while I was watching it on Sunday, so that's why I didn't do a review on it, and that was why I didn't really look at it. I mean, I didn't really get a chance to really watch it and see how terrible it was or if it was okay or whatever. But we had the Japanese Buzzsaw going up against Robbie E. And one thing about this is we get to see, for one, superstars who usually don't fight in one-on-one matches, or who usually don't get a ton of TV time as far as in matches. We got to see them, go at it, and that was fun. I think it was fun to see Robbie E go one-on-one with Tajiri in this match. Something, Tajiri's like Tajiri's practically a legend, right? He's still wrestling right now, but practically the man's a legend. The man is a Japanese legend, practically. If his past in WWE, the man is practically a legend, dude. Like the man he really is. He's practically a legend, with the mist and the buzzsaw kicks, and his kicks are just ridiculous. Like just to listen to, like it's ridiculous. I mean, I know, he may not be actually kicking them, but when you can make it feel like you're kicking them, and if you can make me cringe off of a kick, you're doing pretty good for yourself, Um, this match was, it was okay. Like I said, I don't know if there was any spectacular matches or any matches that I would be like, hey, you have to go watch this match. I don't know if I'd say that, but we got to see some guys who we don't get to see one on one. I think Robbie E has improved leaps and bounds above what people may have thought he has. I know people probably don't like him per se, like maybe his character's stupid, or maybe he can't really work that well in the ring. But I feel like he's gotten better. I feel like a guy who seemed to be a one gimmick wonder practically and wasn't really going to go anywhere after Cookie left. Yeah, I just think it was a cool. It's just a cool dynamic to me. Um, but in this match, there wasn't really nothing to note here. Tajiri did his usual kicks and handsprings and mists and stuff, and he did I think he even did the tarantula in this match. But I mean, I think he obviously Tajiri did win this match, bro. So he won by the buzzsaw kick, and really interesting. Gonna be interesting to see what's gonna go down at the end of the night, right? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. And you know what? I didn't. Did I spoil it for you by saying Magnus and Robbie E didn't win? No. Well, I think you knew. If it's two people, I think that one gonna win. It was gonna be Magnus and Robbie E. But now you can kind of fill in the blanks with who you want to. Who would you want to be in those other two spots? Well, Tajiri's already filled, so we can't fill that one. And one thing I noticed about this show, this was a straight up wrestling show to me. This really was. This was a straight up wrestling show. I felt like this show was fun. This show was. It was a good show. As far as it was, I mean, it was okay. I'm saying this was a wrestling show. We didn't. How many promos did we really see? I mean, we saw MVP cut one at the beginning of his match, but that was pretty. I mean, we didn't see a ton of like people just come out and say, come out in a suit and just talk and just leave. We didn't see that at all this show. So, I think that's a good thing, and we got to see some people who we don't really get to see in one-on-one matches, one-on-one competition anymore a ton. So that was interesting to me. We got a little dissension between Spud and EC3, and it makes a ton of sense. EC3 is developing a character where he's not really feeling, he's blaming everyone. He's blaming everyone but himself for Dixie Carter going through a table. It obviously wasn't his fault. He's a Carter. The world needs him, right? So, he's got to blame everyone. And, Spud's like, you can't talk to me. Okay, you can talk to me any way you want to, sir. It was funny. Spud's the best, though. Spud's got to be the best. So after the little phone call between Spud and Spud 3, which we haven't seen EC3 in a couple of weeks, which is also a little bit weird. Next, we have Austin Aries versus Mystery Opponent. Now, I don't know. I really didn't think about. I was actually expecting maybe it to be Sonata. I know they have their past, but I was surprised Sonata wasn't in this tournament. So I'm giving you one that wasn't in the tournament. I was actually surprised none of James Storm's guys were in this tournament. So I was surprised that they didn't kind of make their debut, especially Manic. Manic didn't make his in-ring debut with any new moves or anything tonight. You know, Manic wasn't on the show, and the Great Sonata wasn't on the show. So with this match, we had Austin Aries going up against guess who? He actually, you know, we got Crazy Steve coming out. Obviously, we got Rebel coming out, and we got you know, the Freak coming out. Then we got Nux coming out. Okay, out of those four, who do you think? Obviously not Rebel. She's gone. Crazy Steve gets a lot of action, and Nux, you know, he out of the two people who fight the most, it's him. It's Crazy Steve and Nux. The Freak doesn't fight any, so I'm gonna put him back there with Rebel. He's not gonna fight tonight. So I'm actually thinking it may be Crazy Steve because Crazy Steve does get a lot of in-ring time. It was not Crazy Steve. It was actually Rebel. No, it was actually Nux. And you know, Austin Aries is giving Rebel a 6. He doesn't feel like she's, you know, he feels like she's above average, but she's not, you know, she's not up there. So Austin Aries basically, you know, giving her a 6 or maybe a 7. He may have gave her a 7, but you know, are we taking rates from the guy who, you know, put his, you know, crotch in Christy Hemi's face? I don't know if we're really taking rates from this guy, but you know, I mean, you know, I'm not mad at him or anything. I'm just saying, you know, we're really taking rates from that guy. You know? But let me quit joking about Austin Aries. He's one of the best workers in the ring, and he obviously made a mistake, and it was obviously a heel move, and it put him in the doghouse for a little bit. So we had Nux versus Austin Aries. This was interesting. We saw we came into this match looking at a contrast of styles, which is what we saw kind of all night with these matches. A contrast of styles. Nux a bigger guy, one of the a powerhouse type of guy, and Aries is, you know, elusive, fast, athletic, does all the things that an X Division wrestler you would think would do. Excuse me. So this match was interesting to me. It really was. This match was really interesting to me. I think if this may have been match of the night. Let me think. This may have been. I mean, if I'm putting, you know, I didn't think any of these matches were great, but this was a fun match to me. This was fun. This was enjoyable. I actually enjoyed it. It was interesting to see, you know, Nux hit the cartwheel. He's been learning from Rebel, I see. It was interesting to see that, you know, Aries even follows him up and kind of one-ups him with a cartwheel of his own. Um, you know, it was really interesting. It's truly interesting to see tonight. You know, we saw, you know, them really just try to one up each other. Um, you know, Aries hits a kip up, Nux hits a kip up, and then Aries bows, Nux bows, but Aries goes for the brainbuster and tries to sneak the brainbuster in on him, which was really, which was a funny moment in the match. We actually saw a suicide dive. Where am I? We actually saw a suicide dive from Aries where Nux actually, yeah, being weird. We actually saw a suicide dive where Nux moves out the way and he hits the rest of the menagerie, obviously besides Rebel. He hits the freaking Crazy Steve with this suicide dive. And, you know, you would think, you know, he would, Aries, if Aries is going to win, he's going to win with the last chancery. He's not going to win with the brainbuster. Well, he picked the big fella up. He did. He got him up. And not only that, just to show his strength, he held the man up. He just held him up. Held him up for a little bit longer so we can know that Austin Aries is pretty much, you know, he's a strong man, you know, practically what we learned. After we received word that Aries did win this match, so we got MVP, Aries, and Tajiri are the three finals we know of. Next, we have a video package basically telling us that Bobby Roode is going to speak next week. This video package that was the main gist of it, but the video package just reviewed the title match last week. And, you know, this is basically telling us, hey, Bobby Roode's not done. And we later learned from a tweet that Bobby Roode isn't done. You know, he's coming back. He's going to come back next week, and he's going to address his future. So I hope he gets that title shot at Bound for Glory. That will be freaking great. because I think Bobby Roode deserves a good title run. If not him, who else? I mean, there's three people I'm thinking of that kind of deserve it: Aries, Rude, and Samoa Joe. Obviously, Samoa Joe got robbed. He got robbed. Come on, dude. The man got robbed of his title shot when MVP was, director of operations or whatever. And even when Kurt Angle started being director of operations, the man got robbed, man. Come on now. I think he deserves it, and it would be cool to see, a TNA original get the world title at Bound for Glory, the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And the first pay-per-view overseas. I don't know if is this the first. I don't know if this is the first American pay-per-view overseas, like where American Wrestling Company goes overseas, but this seems to me to be the first mainstream stream company to go overseas. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Don't bash me on that. But if you do know that someone else went overseas before, let me know. And it makes a lot of sense because, for one, Japanese fans know wrestling. For two, TNA working with the Wrestle One promotion really helps them out with that too. Um, So next we have Magnus versus, our unknown opponent that we're looking to see who this is, and it ends up being Anderson, and he does a cool thing with the crowd here when he he obviously does his intro, and he goes, Mr. Anderson. And then he actually lets the crowd member do the other Anderson, which was really fun. That was cool, and that obviously gets him a good pop. And I think since he's sticking up for Chris Melendez, it's even building up his face reaction already. So I mean, I felt like he was getting a lot more cheers than he would usually get. So here again we had Magnus versus Mr. Anderson. Personally, I feel like Magnus is a lot better than people give him credit for. A lot of people don't like him. I know his title run was terrible. It tarnished his reputation, and people feel like he can't get over that. People like Bram more than they like Magnus. I mean, I like Bram, but I don't think Magnus is terrible though. I don't think one terrible title run where you're booked terribly, and I mean he was booked like the typical heel. Let me get over by any means necessary. Let me get over with Dixie by my side. Basically that was just how it was, and it was a terrible title run. It was, and yeah, I think it did. I think it actually did take a little bit for the title to get its prestige back a little bit. I think Lashley's doing just what he should be doing with that title and really showing some dominance and making it feel like if you beat this guy, you're doing pretty good. If you beat this guy for the championship, I think you got your credibility right there. So Magnus showed a little bit of a methodical pace here. He kind of paced the match real slowly. It reminded me a little bit of Orton a little bit, who people aren't high on anymore as well. But I like Magnus more than most guys as far as like as a professional wrestler in that ring. I think he does a little. I think he's better than people give him credit for. It's just me personally thinking that. This match was kind of a technical match. It was kind of, it was an okay match. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't great. Wasn't match of the year. Wasn't match of the night. But it wasn't, would I watch it again? Perhaps. Have to think about that. Um, Mr. Anderson wins by mic check. And let's think about that title run for Magnus. The man, I didn't even know the man had a finishing move for that entire title run because he always had screwy finishes and finishes that ended that just didn't really show what he could do in the ring. I don't think him being a heel helped him any. I mean, I don't think him being a heel at that point helped him any. Like at least now, it doesn't feel like he's just running away all the time. Before it was kind of like, well, let me run away, let me run away, let me run away, let me go this way. Oh, you're coming this way, let me go the other way. Practically. So After Mr. Anderson wins this match with a mic check, we get a little video showing us that the knockouts calendar is out, which is, great, I guess. And then we got a little video package that was actually similar to a Sports Center. I don't know what's that show called. It's not Outside the Lines. 30 for 30. It was similar to a 30 for 30 video package, just talking about how Team 3D have come from their start in TNA in 2005, and wanted to always become the greatest tag team, and basically now they're going to be enshrined into the Hall of Fame, TNA Hall of Fame, and it was a nice video package. I think it made me feel like I was watching Sports Center there, or watching 30 for 30. That's what it looked like mostly. So now we have Aries MVP, Anderson, and Tajiri. We had a little video package next that showed Havoc and her dominance against the Knockouts division, and why there's a rivalry between her and Gail Kim. If you don't know, Havoc basically attacked Gail Kim her first night on the show, and basically she's been trying to get to that Knockouts championship, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. If you ever want to look up something about TNA, stay away from Wikipedia, because it will spoil your life. It will spoil your freaking life. I hate Wikipedia more than everything. Ugh. It just spoils everything for me. Like when who won the title? When Samoa Joe became X Division when he became X Division champion, I knew it like a month and a half in advance, and I was so upset. Like I was actually I thought it was joking with me. I thought it was playing around a little bit. Nope. Nope. They spoil you to death on there. It's not a good spoil. It is not a good spoil. This is not the best spoil ever, and I'm upset. I am still upset to this day about that. And I've already found out something I don't want to know already about titles in TNA, and I hate it. I hate it. I'm staying away from freaking Wikipedia until I don't know. If I want to look up anything about TNA, it's not gonna be on Wikipedia because it's so upsetting. So upsetting. But next we had Abyss going up against Samuel Shaw. Once again, another match I don't think we've seen before. Have we seen Abyss versus Samuel Shaw? I don't think we have. So they kind of kept this as like not really gimmicky, a gimmicky type of tournament, but not really a gimmicky type of matches, anything like that. So we got Shaw versus Abyss, and this was a typical Abyss match, I guess. Abyss was pretty dominant. Shaw did work the arm here, and Shaw also shows that methodical pace, and him working the arm just goes back to his character. Like it's like, he's an obsessive type of guy. So, when he sees something in pain, he's going to go after it. And it makes sense. And it works with his character as well. And it was nice to see Abyss. He was selling the injury like crazy in this match. Shaw actually hits him with a chair. I don't know where that's going to go. I don't know if they're really turning Shaw. I think Shaw is practically already there. I mean, people like Shaw, but, people still have the that intuition that, Shaw's still a little creepy, just a little bit. I mean, he won't take Brittany. I mean, he won't take Brittany, but he's obsessed with somebody else. And the only person he's been with is Gunner. So, a little bit weird there, like, But, I mean, obviously he can't take Brittany. She's my girl anyway. It's not possible. But okay, I'm about to say, I thought my computer was going to restart again. I was going to be upset. Get out. But we had Abyss win this match by the Black Hole Slam, even after he got hit by the chair. And when he came out for the main event, the Gold Rush 5-man, not really gauntlet. I I don't know what they really call these type of matches where they kind of like the two people in the ring at a time and the rest of them kind of tag in, um, however they can. I don't know what that's called exactly. We don't see them a lot. We see them. I see them a lot in TNA, but I don't see them a lot everywhere else. So this was the main event. The 5 men in this match was Aries, MVP, Abyss. No, Aries, MVP, Abyss, Tajiri, and Anderson. So right before this match, this is when we got the tweet that basically let me read it to you since I got it here anyway. He says, no surrender was an emotional night for me. This is Bobby Roode speaking, obviously. Excuse me. No surrender was an emotional night for me. Highs and lows. Proud of my effort, but disappointed about the outcome. At Fight Bobby, I'm not done yet. So basically, he's going to speak next week on his future, and they better, slip him into the world heavyweight title picture for me, please. Thank you. When I was thinking about this, I was like, if it's anybody, you would think maybe MVP would get his shot because he kind of got a little bit robbed out of his shot as well. Um, if you think about it, and basically just because of injury, that's why I was thinking he was going to win this. He was involved in it. They're going to break up Money, Power, Respect. MVP is going to finally get his title shot, going to get his title reign that he was supposed to get, forever and ever ago. It feels like now that Bobby Lashley ultimately reaped the benefits of. Um, there was people saying that TNA may be trying to keep Bobby Lashley a champion to appease Spike a little bit and appease the whole MMA thing and make him even more dominant because he's winning. If he's winning in MMA and he's winning the professional wrestling ring, then just makes him that much more dominant. But I don't know. I really hope Rude wins it though. It'll just be it looks like they're setting up Rude to win it, but it's gonna be interesting to see next week what they're gonna do because obviously Rude tweaked his knee, so that's the whole reason he lost. I was actually expecting them to not go with a tournament or not go with any type of no more contenders thing, and they were gonna address it tonight and just build on to Bound for Glory because Bound for Glory is like, let me see. It's on the 12th of October, so it's not far away. From today, it's 4 days. It's like 16 days away, like from today. So unless there's 31 days in this month. Nope. So it should be almost like about 16 days. So I mean they have time to build on it, but if you think about it, 16 days is 2 weeks. So they don't have a ton of time to say, well, and it wouldn't take long to build on Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley, considering they just had their title match, and they could speak on how he tweaked his knee and how, it would be, he deserves that fair title shot, where, he was so close. He was the closest one to even being close to defeating Lashley, and so this match here, I don't have anything to note here because I don't have anything to note at all. So I don't really have anything to say here. Basically, I was expecting maybe MVP to come through and win this one. I wasn't, the people I weren't expecting, Abyss, Tajiri, wasn't expecting either of those, and even not even Anderson. Aries would make a little bit of sense. I thought MVP maybe makes a little bit more sense as far as if we're going storyline wise. But going storyline wise, it would make a lot of sense for MVP or Aries. So I'm thinking it's going to be MVP or Aries. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but MVP changed his attire into a gold attire. Makes a lot of sense. Gold Rush. MVP changed his attire because it was wearing the red earlier in the night, and then he changed into the gold. I noticed that right off the bat, which is something I really don't notice a lot. It's kind of weird, but here, Austin Aries wins by practically a roll up. Practically, well, I went past it. I'm trying to go back and see it real quick. It was pretty much he was discus forearming everyone and all kinds of everything. He was hitting drop kicks and let me see what happened here. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I know he went for that beautiful hesitation drop kick that he does, and then MVP went for the drive by kick, and Aries rolls him up, gets the leverage by basically turning himself completely vertical, and wins this match. So I don't know what they're doing with Austin Aries. Have no idea. No idea what they're gonna do with Austin Aries. It's funny though. Man, he's had a title shot since he's been in the doghouse per se, but I don't really know if I don't know. He's had a title shot against Lashley, so I found it a little bit interesting, and it may be something where they kind of feed him to Lashley just for Lashley to be even more dominant. Although Lashley's already beaten Austin Aries once already before for the title. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because I don't know. It feels like Aries just had a title shot, so maybe they're gonna feed him to Lashley and then they're gonna push the Bobby Roode thing. I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with this. Now I'm just thinking, what are they gonna do with Aries being number one contender? But guys, I know I'm late. It's Friday. The show came on Wednesday. Usually I do it the night that it comes on, but I've been busy. I was busy last week, and I was busy this week. So, it's not truly my fault, but, I don't think you guys have to worry about me putting up a TNA review because it's going to go up no matter what. I'm going to put it up, especially when it's coming on Wednesday. It's not really a truly busy part of the week. So don't worry about TNA reviews. They're going up. It's gonna happen. I got my predictions video coming on tomorrow, hopefully around 12:30 on Saturday. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. So, and I'm just letting you guys know. So, depending on when you actually watch this video. So, my predictions video for week number 4 is coming up tomorrow, hopefully at noon. I'm not sure. I just spoke with Amar not too long ago, so hopefully tomorrow around noon. That's the hope, because I know we both got to work tomorrow, unfortunately. So I don't have like all day to do it, but I do have a little bit of time to do it tomorrow. So I shall do it tomorrow. Hopefully it's at noon. Hopefully get to get him back again. Other things coming. Random rant may be coming soon. I like random rants of the month. May try that soon. I'm still gonna try to get Lamar to watch one of these wrestling shows and see what he thinks. Because I'm really interested to see what a non-wrestling fan would think about, WWE or TNA, maybe even both of them, if that's possible. I may see if I can set him up, trying to watch. Maybe see if we can get him to watch Bound for Glory and see what he thinks about that. But I don't know if I can sit down and watch it for 3 hours either, because if you're not a wrestling fan, how excited are you going to be to say, woo, something I don't ever watch for 3 hours? It's something new to me somewhat, but, so I'll see what I can do. But I'll talk to you guys later. If you want to, follow me on Twitter. So if you want to, you can do that. Add me on Facebook. I don't care. Comment on this video if you got something to say. If you feel like you disagree, you think this show was fabulous, or if you think the show was terrible, let me know. Don't just dislike the video because you hate TNA. It's not helping me any. And plus, if that's the reasoning, tell me that's the reasoning. Because then, hey, I know, okay. At least I know there's a reason behind it. Dislike. No comments. Well, why did you dislike it? I don't understand. What freaking. I can't read you through your dislikes. I just know you disliked it. You could just dislike my microphone quality or something. I would know. You know what I mean? So you gotta tell me, okay? This video ran a little bit longer than I expected, but that's completely fine. I don't care, because this is my show, and yeah. But seriously though, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have a problem, let me know, because the only way I can fix it is if I know it's a problem. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed. I know I'm late. I'm sorry. I apologize, but it's been busy. But I still got the TNA review out for you guys. It took me 3 times to do it, but it's here, baby. It's here. If you want to click that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that thing. Go ahead and just click it real quick. I mean, it won't take you long. I mean, you can probably close your eyes and click it real quick. I mean, you ain't even gotta watch. You ain't even gotta watch yourself do it. You can just be like bloop, bloop, bloop. Don't press it too many times though, because you will subscribe and unsubscribe. We can't be having that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later though. Peace.